1,027. Isn't it scary? Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks. I am back. Kurt Zauer. He seems to like the abuse he gets on the show. That's why he's here, right?
Always.
Always.
I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. How you been, man? It's been a while.
Doing all right. Yeah. I kind of hit a lull there for a while, and just couldn't get anything started. But now I'm tracking. I'm rocking a great Kickstarter right now, and I got another one in the pipe pretty much as soon as this one is done. So it's gonna be time.
Congrats. Like lull, like a writer's block or a production block, like
yeah, writer's block. I don't know. I was just kind of in a rut there for about a year. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like writing. Yeah, honestly, I got a new job, kind of kicked me out of things, and I got back into the swing. So yeah, we're pushing hard now.
So you got, so is it fair to say you got comfortable in the rut a little bit?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah. Too much.
Hey, Miss Jag.
Hey, Jagtress. Hello. What do you call it? Like I was like in Groundhog Day. It's what it was. So it was just too much of the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I needed to change to reset myself.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that, man. Like I freelance, right? So it's never quite the same. Like there might come a point in life where I'd be like, you know what? I might have to get myself a real job again. Probably not. No, that's probably not going to happen. More like, but there might come a point where I want things a little bit stabler for sure. I definitely see that. But I mean, yeah, being taken out of your comfort zone at all times does give you the advantage of kind of like, okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep trying stuff. Let's keep going. And just maybe just what it sounds like to me is things were good. And you were just like, you know what? I'm just going to ride that wave.
Well, yeah, but eventually, I mean that if it's the same thing every day, then that leads to stagnation. You can't unless it's something really good and it's your passion, and that's the same thing every day. Then boom, you're on target. But if it's not, and it's the same thing every day, then yeah, it's Groundhog Day, and it's time to switch it up a little bit, which I did. So
yeah, well, I'm just the last thing. I'm going to just keep going. I have 12 rules to success. The 8th rule is stay uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, that's legit. It is. You got to keep growing without conflict, without prodding, without difficulty. There isn't growth.
No. And you seem like you wanted to grow and expand. Is that pretty much what was it? Like you were. I'm just asking like this. You weren't. Was it like you were comfortable, or that you weren't sure where you wanted to go?
Well, I was comfortable. I was like too comfortable. I needed to really shake it up a bit. I did kind of know where I wanted to go. I needed a new challenge, career-wise. So I did some looking around and managed to pick up something new. So it gets me out of the house. Like before, I was working from home and I was just kind of in my pajamas all day. and that, well, not pajamas, but in your sweats, sweats and a t-shirt every day. And there's, that's cool if that's your thing. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but when it gets to be a drudge, when there's no spark to it, then yeah, it's time to change things.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at your Kickstarter as we speak right now. Congratulations! Looks like you just got funded.
Just this morning, yeah.
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah,
that's a Final Fantasy victory dance right there. I don't know if you're a Final Fantasy guy or not. So
I played it a long time ago on a PS1. I played Final Fantasy.
Okay, so yeah, that's a long time ago. That's a long
real
time
old
ago.
School. The Gunblade. I don't know if that was 7 or 8.
That's 7 and 8. Well, 7 is got the steampunk sword. No, it's 8. You were an 8 guy. That's 8. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
8. It was totally 8.
Yeah. It was full. It was fun. I spent a lot of time on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing Persona 5 the Royal right now when I'm not working. Like so I can kind of relate. But no, congrats, man. So I'm just gonna act this is Spectrus and Sabanian. Is that gonna still continue as well, or are you trying to launch into 2? Is that the plan or?
Yeah. This is kind of a short departure. So it's going to tie in to the Spectrus and Sabanian universe. It's going to be Spectrus actually has a short appearance at the end of the book. So it's going to be the cool thing about Spectrus and Sabanian is that it takes place over such a long time period. I can do things pretty much anywhere in time that I want. So this book takes place in Prohibition era Chicago.
Oh, nice.
So Spectrus can be basically anywhere in the world at that time, and perhaps get mixed up in some of these events and adventures. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark. Was it fun because if you're doing 1920s Chicago, you're doing gangsters, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So this kind of thing, like you decide, like, you know what, I want to shake this up. You know what? I'll shake it up. Gangsters shake things up. Is that kind of it was that kind of thing, or did you always like have a soft spot for this era?
Yeah, well, I love the mobster movies, the old classics, the Godfather and White Heat and some of those other old black and white movies, and just come on, the tough guys and the slang. I did a lot of research into the slang of that time, and it was just so fun. As a writer, you want to kind of grasp the feeling of the time. The artist draws it obviously, but I try to work the language into it. So there's a lot of fun slang in there that people might have to double take, and it's all spelled out at the end of the book.
So okay, I'll go like this then. So historical, like, so there is some attempt at historical accuracy then.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
but it's it's a world with vampires and demons and legendary creatures and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we have this today. They just run for office. That's the only difference, So they just run for office.
Legendary creatures, yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Jay, honestly, if you haven't taken a look at the Kickstarter campaign, you should. It's got some really cool art. Mog Park's the artist. I've had Mog on the show before as well. So it's definitely going to look top notch. So that I can tell you already. Without actually even reading the book. It's just like, this is going to be really good, right? So, but
yeah, you can go on to Kickstarter and just put Ruxy in the search and you'll find it.
See, I already took care of that.
There we go. Very easy to find. Yeah,
I already took care of that. So it's cool. So you got gangsters with demons and the non-political kind, demons and vampires and stuff. Yeah, right. A more honest monster, for the lack of a better term. And
at least you know what's coming. Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, so you wanted to do like a prohibit. So I'm guessing too, like, were you a big fan of like crime novels? I'm just asking that because a lot of them go in those eras as well.
Not so much the novels. No, I'm a big movie buff. So I'll watch. A couple times a year, I'll watch Goodfellas or The Godfather or White Heat. No, and Miller's Crossing, definitely one of my favorites. Miller's Crossing is actually the one I recommended Mog to watch to get the look and the feel of that time. So, but the Coen Brothers movie, Miller's Crossing is definitely my favorite.
Oh, wow.
Check it out if you haven't seen it.
I haven't. I'm officially not cool, Kurt. I'm just not cool at all. I hardly watch television anymore. Like I'm creating so much either for clients or for myself,
right?
That if I have to choose, I might be the anomaly of the group. A lot of our writers I go to television. It's like, but I don't like. It's weird because I've hit that point in my life where if I'm not doing something with my brain,
Yeah.
Right. I feel like I'm not doing enough. And it's weird, right? That's where I'm at. And so I prefer video games for that reason. I can still
Oh,
get a
okay.
very enjoyable story, but
Yeah.
I'm actually doing something with it, right? So I mentioned earlier I'm playing Persona 5 Royal. It's a thief game. It's basically you steal treasure, right?
Okay.
And it's neat,
Okay.
right? But it's a lot more than that. It's a very it's very it's a JRPG, and that all that comes with it. But it's really well put together, and it's got a great story. And it's like I enjoyed the story, but I also enjoy doing shit. So I kind of need that. If I watch television, this is what happens. I'll watch the YouTube. I'll go down like a YouTube rabbit hole for like 30 minutes. And at the end of like 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, I need to do shit. I need to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, go ahead.
But it's weird because I know it's weird because I will go so far to say that like there's a lot of good stuff on television. There's like we live in an age today where you can kind of filter out what you think is good and kind of focus on it. And access is easier than ever. And I have a lot of friends that do movies and stuff like that, or have worked in the business in some form or fashion. So I know how much work goes into them. It's just for me, it's that weird. If I'm watching for longer than 30 minutes or an hour, unless it's like every once in a while, I'll let myself binge.
Yeah,
But it's a rare thing for me these days. So I literally have the entire Fringe series on DVD right now, right in front of me. I may like when we get to December, when I'm a little bit more shut down for the year, like when I'm winding down, right. I'll let myself binge that shit. Like that's my binge time. The rest of the year, the rest of the year, I just can't. And that doesn't say that there isn't some good stuff. I won't see like I've seen The Godfather. Godfather is brilliant. Like the thing about like crime stories, they make it like from a writing perspective, they're fun because they make sense. If that makes sense, like they're like putting a puzzle piece together, and everything has to work with a kind of logic to it. And I think that's why a lot of the authors love writing them. Like they really, really do, whether it's in comic form or novel form or even television form, because they're just fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the crime genre, it's never going to go anywhere. I mean, there's so many different ways to explore it, so many different things to do. Organized crime is a part of every culture that's out there. You can't go anywhere, I don't think, and find whatever form of organized crime. It's going to be out there somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Chicago's got in Chicago 1920s. It's got some of the most famous in history. I mean, you got. So is that I should get the obvious out of the way. Is Capone in it? Or
not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No, but Frank Nitti is, and Frank Nitti is one of his lieutenants and bodyguards, and also one of his cousin. So yeah, and he kind of stumbles upon Ruxy, and that's where the fun begins. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we should talk a little bit. Who is Ruxy, and why is she rock?
Ruxy Vampire is Ruxy short for Ruxandra, and Ruxandra Tepesh is the granddaughter of Vlad Dracula Tepesh. So she wakes up during a mob hit. I kind of played with the vampire myth a little bit. These vampires don't burn when they're in the sun; they get turned to stone. So they don't know. So she and her brother were turned to stone in London in the late 1880s. Vlad Tepesh is Dracula.
No, she doesn't believe it. We'll touch on that.
Okay.
Because Vlad is an interesting. Historically, even he's interesting. He's an interesting character.
He really is. He really is. So basically, her and her brother, they get turned to stone, and kind of disappear for a while, and then they wind up in a Chicago apartment during a mob hit, and that kind of wakes them up, so to speak. And they don't know where they are or what's going on. And obviously, when they wake up, they're very hungry. So those are the very opening of the book is really kind of savage and crazy, and then it takes a little break, and then it gets crazy again. And I like these hills and valleys, you know. So
well, you have to have them. Yeah, like gore for the sake of gore sucks. I mean, it's got that. Yeah. Shock value is great. It's like, okay, you got my attention, but if that's all you're offering, I don't.
Yeah, there's no finesse to that, you know. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, people like their slashers and things like that, and that's cool. But that's not. You know, Supernatural isn't terribly slasher. So yeah.
Well, even okay, let's say you had a supernatural slasher, just for the sake of argument. Here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want the supernatural slasher to slash every page. It would suck.
No, right? You got to have pacing and yeah, you got to have spots to breathe here and there, you know.
Yeah, well, and also you want like, as I've gotten older / riser in my own like writing career, what I've realized is that good characters are what drive people. Like really, I mean. The trappings are nice. They can be fun, and you can definitely there's definitely a thrill in dealing with real history and kind of taking our own interpretation of what we think's happened, which I do think is somewhat what you've done here, right? But there's also something fun about there's also just something fun about telling just a compelling story. And you can have the slasher moments. You can have the supernatural powers here and there. And you can have some cool little like tricks. But the character has to be interesting. Like at the end of the day, right? Like Roxana, like granddaughter of Vlad the Impaler. Vlad Tepes, the Vlad the Impaler. So and she doesn't glitter like the Twilight vampires do. So there's no glitter allowed. Right.
No glitter. No, I don't want to take it. I'm playing with the vampire myths, but not that much. No way.
No. Yeah. Although, to be fair, I will always respect Stephanie Meyer for baseball with vampires. That was cool. That was the one thing that she did. I thought she did actually really well.
Baseball. Oh.
There's actually a scene in the first Twilight movie, but also in the book, where the family plays baseball against each other.
Okay.
Right. And honestly, it is actually really, yeah. It is actually as Jag goes here. Yep, that's it. Right. That scene is phenomenal. It is one of the best things in the entire series. And yes, I have confessed I have read Twilight. I'm okay with this. I've come to terms with that. Right. Right.
At the time, it was a cultural phenomena. So I'm not going to hold that against anybody. I mean, I haven't seen the movies. I have, if you're a fan, you're going to see the movies. That's just the way it works. So
I would just go so far to say, as far as the movies go, just the first one. That's it. I wouldn't recommend going past it. Just right. Okay. Yeah. The first, like much like I this is what like just me personally. I don't think it's just not for me. I just thought the first book was really strong. The second movies, the movie comparative to the novels. So there's a second opinion right there.
Okay.
So my only thing I do I think the last movie, the final movie is really good. The first movie is bad on is probably the strongest though in my opinion.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
how many were there altogether? 4?
There was 3 or 4. There is 4 movies. No, there was 5 movies altogether.
Okay.
5 movies altogether. They're 4 books, right? So, no, the 5th movie is really good. It actually makes me very sad because the best part of it is right in the middle of it. There's like a 10-minute epic battle scene. It's phenomenal. All right, and
I think I've seen that or heard about that somewhere where it's it's like this big epic ending, but it not really. Is that right?
Well,
like this big fight scene where people die and then they kind of reset it or something, or it's a dream sequence or something.
Well, in the novel. Okay, so this is I'm spoiling we're spoiling. I never even think we'd be spoiling Twilight in this conversation.
I don't think you can spoil Twilight anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, so she built the conclusion of the novel much like a Shakespearean play. She set up this big epic confrontation, but in Shakespeare's comedies, the epic like catastrophe gets avoided in some clever way.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with the last movie is, in the last book as well, you want that epic conflict. It makes sense that there's this epic conflict. It built up so well, and then it doesn't happen.
Okay.
And it's like you had me excited. I wanted to see where this went from here.
Yeah,
this is interesting. And it didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. And that's the part that really makes, like, that's the part that I think that makes it like so disappointing. Yeah. She wanted, again, Shakespeare. Like, if this was a comedy, that would have worked, right? Instead, we didn't get that confrontation we expected or what it was hinted at. Right? That's the thing, right? Is there was the expectations and what she delivered. And what she delivered, and the thing is, like, the dream sequence is what we all imagine that fight would have looked like.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah, right. And
I've seen that clip on YouTube, and it's amazing. I mean, it's really well done, and it's exciting. Yeah.
And the movie, and the credit to the guys, people who made that movie, they knew it. They knew that was like the thing everybody wanted. So they tried. They did what they could to deliver it. That was it. That was it, right? Right. They knew the ending was not going to make everybody happy, and
did they end it that way so there could be another movie? Is that what they did, or
no?
Is that actually what happened in the book?
That's what happened in the book.
Oh, okay, I see.
So they were kind of stuck, because the thing is, as you well know, the more successful a franchise is, the harder it is to alter it, because you can't do it.
And
right?
They want to ring it for as much as they can,
Yeah, absolutely. But also at the same time, they're caught in a quagmire, because they knew, like, you read the book, the end of the book, you want that fight. Yeah. And they can't deliver that fight when they want to. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, Jag, Stephanie Meyer, I can understand Stephanie Meyer on that one. I can. I've seen the Aragon movie there, Jag. That Christopher Paolini probably still swears a little bit to this day about that movie. Right? Different times slightly, but I understand the thinking process there, at least. Right? But I mean, the thing is, it was just like you expected this epic confrontation, and what we got was anything but. And again, if it's a comedy, you might be able to have some fun with that.
Right.
But it wasn't a comedy.
Right. It's a vampire drama.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Like, that was the thing, right? And so, I mean, Rowling did the same thing with Harry Potter, right? She didn't want her stuff touched, but they couldn't touch Harry Potter either, because that was just too big. Like, you couldn't change anything in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So are the Twilight novels, are they open at the end for another story?
There's potential for it. I mean, they could literally continue that story. She could if she wanted to. I don't think she's gonna.
Okay.
But I mean, there is a story to be told there if she wants to tell it, right? Yeah.
Okay, so she's kept on writing then, huh?
Well, she's written other things. Like, she's done other things. I actually, truth be told, I enjoy her adult novels more. Right? Okay. I enjoy her adult novels more than I have enjoyed that. Yeah. And as you can see, Jag has opinions over here about some of the.
Jag doesn't like them.
Well, no, they're not. Like they're not as good. But at the same time, I mean, I get where I understand. Like from a business standpoint, I understand going back to a very successful well, and that's what Snyder's chosen to do. Yeah, but the book's actually not bad, Jag. About the host, the book actually isn't bad. The movie might be bad, but the book actually isn't that terrible. It's not great, but I actually enjoyed it more than I enjoyed her YA. But that's an aside. But yeah, so yeah. But I mean, there you go. There we go. I might have convinced Jag Chris to go read more Stephanie Meyer down. Read her adult stuff. Her adult stuff isn't bad. Okay. So yeah, I'll say that. But anyway, going back here. So Vlad, so okay, so you have her as a granddaughter. Is she immortal? Is Ruxy immortal? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Right, just the way any other vampire would be. Right.
Yeah. So that okay. But no, I think that and she's the granddaughter of Vlad the Impaler.
Yep.
Right. So was she around when Vlad was going on his mad crusades?
No, probably not. So this breed of vampire breeds like humans do. So they're born, they're not made. And they also, I played quite a bit with the vampire myth. They when they drink blood, it kind of renews their innards, so to speak. So they can eat human food, they can drink beer and wine and water and human things, and they can have sex, so it kind of brings them a step back to humanity, which is a reason why other vampires hate them so much, because they very much hate that they can do the things that normal vampires can't.
Oh, but also they're better predators, actually, too. That makes them a better predator, actually.
Because they can blend more. But they can also feel more of their humanity than a regular vampire.
Sure.
In the story, the vampires are kind of dried up but they can't, well, I don't want to get too much into it.
No, you don't want to spoil everything, but I mean, I'm very curious, but it sounds to me like Ruxy, if she wanted to be, I'm not saying this is who she is, she'd actually be a better predator than most vampires out there, just because she could blend in. She's incredibly cute, sexy, and she can lure people to their demise very easily. And because she's more human than an average vamp, gets away with it a lot easier.
Yeah, but she also has a big gambling problem. So so that gets her into some trouble on a regular basis. So yeah.
Hey, yeah, it is hilarious that she has a gambling problem. So what's her gambling drug of choice? What's her gamble of choice?
Well, for her, it's horse racing. She likes to bet on things. The less amount of control she has over it, the better. So, if she's playing poker or shooting pool or doing whatever, that's fun. But something that she has no control over, like taking the long shot on a horse race, that gives her the biggest thrill. So, and typically it doesn't work out for her either. So that leads to some things happening as well.
So a vampire with debt collectors coming after her. Interesting.
Yes. That's coming up.
What kind of debt collector goes after a vampire? I mean, at some point trying to collect, I could just imagine, okay? Miss Ruxy, all of a sudden she shows her fangs. I'll get back to you. I'm not qualified to deal with.
Well, right. But if there's enough money involved, they're not the only supernatural beings in existence. So,
well, you literally have in my brain right now a werewolf loan shark. Like that's
Oh,
literally in my brain, right? A werewolf loan shark trying to collect,
definitely a
right? Because
possibility. Yep, yep.
yeah, because that's something that would work on a vampire. It's like, I don't have to respect a human. I can do whatever. But a werewolf be like, look, I don't want to do this with you, but I will. Right?
Yep.
Right? And you made me come out of the comfort of my own home to deal with you. So I'm already kind of in a bad mood. So uh, that so you can have some serious one. I'm probably making this sound less okay. This does feel like a very fun concept. I should actually ask tone. Are we serious? Are we comedic? Are we somewhere in the middle? Where are we?
We're somewhere in the middle. It's got still the gruesome parts here and there. But it's vampire, so there's going to be that. It's there's a lot of word play in it with the uh, slang, the gangster slang, and them coming from England and not and kind of fish out of water kind of thing, trying to figure out what America's all about and why this gunfire is going on, which is kind of scary when you think about it, in the 1920s and now what we have going on here, but whatever. So yeah, there's little fish out of water. They went to sleep in London decades ago and now they're awake in America. But she's anxious, she's bored. She bores easily. Uh, yeah, it's kind of it's fun and it's got a lot of action. And yeah, there are definitely some comedic parts in it. There's going to be a big, issue 2 is pretty much all planned out. There's going to be some funny bits in there too. So it's not a comedy, but it's going to have plenty of humor. Yeah.
Well, again, it's so let's go like an example here. Zombieland is a horror comedy. It can be done, right? Right? It can be done, right?
Oh yeah, and Zombieland,
like
gruesome. Yeah.
It's very gruesome in spots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the very first scene in it is gruesome and hilarious. The first people that are getting targeted are the fatties. It's literally that's the first like you look at it, that's like, oh my god, you're seeing this big guy trying to outrun these zombies.
Right. Now I want to watch Zombieland. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But then that's not even to mention anything like Twinkies or anything like that went with it. Right. It just, but again, it shows you like horror and comedy can work, and you can be gory, right? And it can still work. But I mean, there's just a couple ways you can go with it. It's like you sound like you went for some historical accuracy, so you treated it somewhat serious.
Mm-hmm.
But this also feels like, again, she has a gambling problem. It's like a vampire with a gambling problem. There's a certain absurdity to that. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
There's a certain absurdity, right? So I mean, you're probably, like I said, so somewhere in the middle is just fine. So I guess the proper way to say this, at times you're probably more serious than more serious. Mm. Then sometimes she's just doing something stupid.
Yeah,
just because it's Ruxy and she can do something stupid,
right?
Right.
Yeah, maybe she was she was a princess back in the old country, back in Wallachia. When her granddad was still alive. And her brother, so there's triplets, right? So they're vampire triplets. So she and her brother have always kind of been the pair, but their sister is kind of the odd man out, which is where the villain comes from, or one of the villains anyway. But so yeah, her brother is kind of the upright. He was the prince. He was the one that's eventually going to take over and be the king or the count of Wallachia. And so he's very upright and correct and very exasperated with his sister, like all the time. So, and kind of helping her cleaning up after her messes, getting her out of trouble, that kind of thing. So
he's the straight man.
Yep.
He's the straight man. So this is a bit of a comedic. So the sister that's the villain, is she the oldest or the youngest?
She's the oldest,
Okay.
but she's also out of her mind. So she's gonna be kind of crazy,
Okay.
which
So
doesn't tell you much. But yeah, she gets introduced also very late in the book. Um, she is a bit of a necromancer. She's got a lantern that she carries around that's kind of ghoulish. She's kind of like Morticia turned up to 11. She's missing an eye. She's got an eye patch. So she's going to be kind of over the top. Eye patch, missing the eye kind of thing. Yeah.
so you had fun with this. I could just tell. Like, you just like,
It's
like. So you're like, what? I mean, sometimes I do this. Like, Jag actually has. I finished writing a novel not too long ago. Jag has it.
Okay.
I came up with as much absurd shit as I possibly could in this novel.
Is Jag your editor or?
Well, she's actually one of my betas. So she read the first half of it in like overnight, which was about almost 30,000 words. So I gave her the rest of it like not too long ago.
Okay.
And she'll tell you, I put in some stupid. Yeah. No, actually, the pirate necromantic vampire, the pirate necromancer vampire, right? No, but the thing is, I mean, I threw in karaoke brawls. I threw in, it sounds like I threw a karaoke brawl in the middle of the book,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have dinosaurs raining poop as weapons of mass destruction, which is actually not that. So
what's the book called, or what's the overall gist of it?
Corey the Night Witch. It's basically it's about a former knight of the round. It's like in my story, all the knights of the round are evil.
Oh,
and
okay.
And once upon a time, my main character Corey, she was one of the knights, and she's kind of looking to kind of reform herself a little bit and try to become a better person. And in this story, she's trying to kill Percival, who I made a very, very much like an evil genie, essentially. Okay. And along the way, like the path to dealing with him is sometimes very silly because I can, right? Because I can. Sometimes you just do things. Sometimes now, it doesn't mean it doesn't have a bit of a serious. I'm somewhere between drama and comedy. Like, I'm both. Not silly. Wild. Yes.
Wild. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Wild.
There you go. Not silly. Like, yeah. It's not silly in the sense of I'm just doing it for the jokes. Although there are things in there that will make you laugh. You will never look at water from a bar the same way again. I promise. But right. I will say it's somewhere between, like, I have fun with it, but I also, there's a certain tone I keep within it. Yeah, and also there's you guys. Yeah. It's like people never. Yeah. So I wrote this novel, and the thing is, part of the, going back to like where I was going with you, part of the fun of it was I can do whatever I want, and sometimes actually it's sometimes best is when you don't take yourself seriously. Like, you should have some, like, the story structure has to fit. But like, that's like you look up the history. You wanted it to feel like a bit of a fish out of water. You wanted kind of an idea what was America like in the 1920s, and what kind of weird and stupid shit was going on then, and how is it like the weird and stupid shit today? Sometimes, in some ways, probably very surprisingly similar. In other ways, completely different. Right? In other words,
some things never change.
No. It's one thing I've learned in the last few years is like, I've seen all this before. Dear God, I've seen all this before. And then I'm like, and then at that point, this is not copy. This is something stronger. You realize, why are we doing it like this? Right? But and that can be fun. But you also got to have a really serious story at the heart of it. So, I mean, or I shouldn't say a serious story. I should say a good story at the heart of it, whether it's a fun one, whether it's serious, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Right? This feels. So I guess I'll go like this. Is it serious, with flavors of fun, or is it fun with flavors of serious?
Oh, I'd say fun with flavors of serious. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. The
Yeah.
the villain's supposed to be like too much, too Morticia, too creepy, too bizarre. But yeah, no, this is much lighter than Spectress and Sabanian, and yeah, so a couple shocking moments here and there. There's a little bit of sex in it, that's not more funny than anything else. Not it's not a uh, uh, not romance by any stretch of the imagination, but but it might be. You never know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there's even the sex is a little funny in it as well.
Sure.
So.
I mean, sex can be one of the most absurd things ever. I mean, Lord knows I have done incredibly stupid shit to get laid. I mean, I'm admit this.
All right, yeah, that's yeah. You never know. Anything's possible. There's it's not like sex comedies aren't a thing. So yeah, there's plenty of
So this was a chance in I Baby's Bowl is for you to cut loose. This was you going, you know what? I'm gonna fucking have some fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Spectress is it's my foundation. It's never gonna go away. I'm never gonna let that go. But yeah, this is a chance to do a little something different, to have a little more fun, and do more crazy things.
So I would be remiss without asking this. So you've had Mog do covers for you in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some of Mog's other comic work with Rob Multuri and Snowpaw.
Right.
So you two must play a very interesting game of hot potato with her. It's like, here you go. Right.
I think so. Yeah, she's busy. She's and that's good, because she should be, because she's very talented, and she's going to be in high demand. So yeah, I'm pushing her. It's funny. I'm pushing her. Her husband's pushing her. I'm pushing her from this way. Her husband's pushing her from this way, and now I'm sure Rob's pushing her from a different direction. So yeah, she's got plenty of stuff on her plate. And then she does another Ninja Witch. Well, that's covers, but yeah, she's got stuff going on, which is good. Good for her.
Ninja Witch. I don't even know about this one. I gotta go ask them about that. It's like, what's this Ninja Witch thing you're doing?
I haven't. She does covers for it. I think I've got issue 1. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but yeah,
it's all good, man. It's all good. I just figured I'd ask. But working with her on internally, but like now she said covers for you. Right. Is it major relationship? Like is it a different relationship now? Because now you're seeing what she can really do. Right, because covers are one thing, but interiors in a comic are another thing altogether.
Oh, definitely, yeah. She likes for her cover. She works a lot in watercolors, and whereas this is all line work, so it's quite a change up. And then I've got Bruna Costa doing colors, which are just amazing. So they're a great team. But yeah, no, Mog's definitely putting her mark on it. She's had fun with it. She's tweaked things as she needs. She's making changes here and there, and yeah, it's been fun. And I can't wait to see the final book.
Definitely. Okay, so now I might be wrong to assume this. So if I'm wrong, correct me.
Okay.
But this project feels more finite than, say, Spectress and Sabanian, right? It doesn't feel like right, or at least I would say more like you tell your story, you get off the stage for a little while, and then you come back to it at some point down the road. It doesn't feel like it has that same I could be wrong. I mean, I've seen it. But...
Well, honestly, the original script was like 52 pages, and that is just not practical for a writer. If I were an artist and I were drawing it, sure, that wouldn't be a problem. But I'm a writer, and I'm paying for every page of artwork, So a 52-page book gets a little pricey, and it's just
No,
not practical.
no,
Unless I were running $50,000, unless I were running Brian Polito Kickstarters, then I could do a 50.
which, hey, you might get there someday. I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it's possible. Like Brian Polito, I actually interviewed him in San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's very. I say this in like the best way. No nonsense. He's very no nonsense, and I say that in the best way. He knows who he is. He's very business. He's a very good guy. Very giving guy. Like, he's a good. Like he's good at, and honestly, he's earned a lot of success. I say nothing bad. He was actually a tougher interview because he was so succinct with everything he did. Like everything he said. So.
So he just and then that would be it.
Oh no, yeah. I actually have it up. Like First Comics News, I actually have the interview with him up because I was at San Diego this year as a pro for the first time ever this year.
Oh, fantastic! That's awesome.
Yeah. My big mouth has gotten me places. What can I say?
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Among some of the many crazy things I've done this year. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still planning on going on the road. I'm actually probably going to hear. I'm not going to say anything here. I'm waiting to hear something hopefully tomorrow. And when I hear it tomorrow, so last 2 weeks I've been super busy with just my own stuff. So the novel I gave her was one of those things, but I had like a pile of stuff on my plate. I've cleaned it all out. But I have one job or two jobs right now. I got to do some pitching. Like I've been steady as a freelancer. I'm not going to say I haven't quite hit what I want to hit, but that all said, I've been working at what I've been doing, and it's led to some really cool doors opening. I still plan on traveling next year. I'm hoping to be on the road on a regular basis, and I'll be doing shows. I'll be a professional. I don't know what exactly, but I'll be a professional of something, right? Or something or other, right?
Cool, man. Yeah. All right. That's awesome.
And you should do. If you haven't done it, you need to do San Diego once. Just to do it.
I will sometime. Maybe when I get when Spectrus hits its first trade,
which you're close to.
Yeah, I've got issue 5 and then 6, and then I'll do that trade.
Yeah.
Back.
So you're just going to keep you've become an enterprise unto itself, and you're now just trying to. So you're slowly trying to become a comic book gangster. That's the plan, right?
That would be awesome. I would love that. Yeah. We'll see if I can make that happen. I mean, right now it's something on top of my job, which is tough, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can make this.
So I'll just put you. I'm going to put you on the spot. Just going. And honestly, there's no wrong answer. I'm just very curious. Do you see yourself are you trying to become a full-time creator? Or are you just happy with being? I guess I'm going to borrow from John Westhoff, a part-time creator.
Yeah. I would. You know what? I would love to be a full-time creator, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Right now, it's basically a really kick-ass side gig that is paying for itself right now. So.
Yeah. But, no, I got you. I just what I'm asking is the reason I'm asking it like that is, I truly believe this. I don't think there's a wrong answer. It's just be about being honest about what your goals are. If that makes sense, right? If your goal is I'm going to turn this side gig into my full gig, right? Then there's a process to do this, and it means on some level you'll be working on this process. It's like me. I chose to be a freelancer first. This year, I can honestly say that over half my income as making a living is freelancing. Like over half, maybe even more by the time the year's up. Like I'll know tomorrow. That all said, because if I get it tomorrow, then my freelancing was a living wage unto itself. Which that's my first year of doing that.
Fantastic.
So. But that's a process. Like you have to make a conscious decision to focus on where you want to go. And I say it like that because that's the thing. Like, that may not be what you want. Like you might be very happy with your job. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the case, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So it's just that it's just like everybody has their own goals. And the thing is, one of the things is I've gotten again older / wiser,
Right.
question mark,
Right.
is it really doesn't matter. What matters to me with people in whatever business they've chosen to get into is you're happy doing it. Not it's nothing else. Like, you're happy just doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Because that's not like, it doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside. What matters is how is it on the inside, right? How are you feeling? Are you happy where you're at? The answer is yes. There's nothing I or anyone else can say to you. You're happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm okay with my full-time job. That's about it, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me.
It's for now, yeah. I mean, but again, that's the thing. Like, I've learned this. Like, chasing happiness is kind of what I'm trying to do, and I'm figuring out, like, I have this obnoxious belief that I'm worth something.
Okay.
Right.
And don't call that obnoxious, but
no. It's obnoxious because my ego is just no. I'm kidding here, right? No, you have to have it, right? But whatever you go for in this life, you have to have, like, this faith you can do it, and that's something that I think a lot of creatives struggle with, because arts doesn't necessarily. It's valuable, but it's not advertised as valuable to a lot of people.
Right.
So, right. So it's a struggle with an artist, right? Athletes have the similar struggles too, but there's more of an acceptance for an athlete. Like, I work, like, my side gig is I work for an NHL hockey team.
Oh,
like, I'm on the warehouse crew, right? So I get to watch them do their warm-ups. I get to watch them do, like, some really incredible stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, right? Just the amount of training, effort, dedication, discipline, these are all traits that should be admired. We tend to give athletics, and I'm not saying athletes don't deserve it. We tend to give athletics more credence than we do the arts, where I think essentially they're the same thing. Dedication, discipline, skills, practice, showing up, and just doing your thing. That's important. Everything else, right? That's the real benchmark. And where you end up, a lot of it has to do with belief. Because if it comes to talent, if it was just about talent, then I like to think I'm amazingly talented, but there are people more talented than I am, and that's fine. But do they believe it as much as I do?
Mm.
I find that is a huge difference.
Yeah. No, I'm comfortable with my job, but I love telling stories, So there's that struggle there, where I'd rather be, sometimes at work, maybe I could sneak my script out a little bit here and there, so to break up the day a little bit. But there's also the reality of bills and my dogs, which require, stuff which require vet visits and just maintaining the lifestyle. But I'm not going to rule out the possibility that my stories can take me someplace else. That's not. It's not impossible. I really believe that, in giving people something that maybe they haven't seen before, tweaking things enough to make it interesting and different and new. Can you really, there's always that debate. Can you do anything? Can you really avoid cliches now? Can you really do anything that hasn't been done? Maybe not, but maybe you can tweak it enough to make it really unique, and you can give somebody something they've never seen before, and for me that's enormous. That's huge. I've got vampires that turn to stone, and they they have gambling issues, and they drink and have sex and things like that. So hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's different. Hopefully it's new, and maybe that can take me someplace. I don't know. I would never rule that out. I would never say it's impossible, but we'll see. There's always there's always some long shot out there that you could take a bet on and maybe win it. We'll see. Maybe I get my Netflix animated series or something on Amazon or something like that. We'll see.
Well,
but that's tough. You look at Vox Machina. Have you ever heard of the Legend of Vox Machina?
No.
Okay,
are you talking about Brian K. Vaughan series?
No, it's a D&D. It's a Dungeons and Dragons animated show based on a podcast, a YouTube show, and it's huge now. So they got a bunch of voice actors who played D&D, and they recorded it, and then eventually they ran like a $7 million Kickstarter and got it on Amazon.
Nice.
So yeah, so there's always possibilities. We'll see.
So we'll go to two things, and I want to actually talk about your necromancing pirate vampire, crazy vampire, whatever. Right.
All right.
I'm sorry. I that vampire in my head is a pirate. I'm not saying she actually is one, but I'm just saying in my head. She's
missing an eye. She's got an eye patch. So yeah.
She's got a weird lantern. I mean, she's got a bit of that Davy Jones creepy Morticia vibe.
Right.
I could totally see a pirate. If you give her the Jack Sparrow rock, then we know we know. Like, we just know.
All right. I don't know if we can make that happen in a comic, but we'll see. Yeah.
You just do it's all in the hands.
A little off kilter. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just totally do that. I know. What I will say is what I've always learned. It's not the trappings of the story that make it special. It's it's your story. Look, there's one Kurt Zauer. That's it. There's one of you. Your experiences are your experiences. And there's something universal about them. Like I said, you studied 1920 Chicago. There's something universal about the human condition. Like, we all experience some of the same stuff over and over and over again, right? And to the point, again, sometimes we wonder, what have we really learned in the last 1,000 years?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, right? But
things never change. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, your own experiences. This is, I think, the neatest thing about all of us is our own experiences are truly unique. And those matter because that is what you're really telling the world. I truly believe that when we put a story out there, we're putting a piece of ourselves in those stories, right? This one sounds like this one is like to totally butcher a song. Kurt just wants to have fun, right? And that's right? And that's
like
fine.
that,
right? If you do like a little, like, get some chimichangas and little maracas action in there, why not, right? But I say it like that because that's the thing. You're having fun. You're telling a story about a period of time you really love, and for your own reasons, and you're showing that world from the outside looking in, which isn't that different than what you did when you put the comic together. If you really sit there and think about it. Right. And right. So you're telling your story in your own way, and call me crazy, but I think that's valuable.
Yeah. No, it's I think people enjoy it. I think they'll I think it's something they'll remember, at least. Yeah.
No, I'm halfway in right now. I got to figure out what my problem is. I live in Canada, so the shipping, like, first off, here's a San Diego story, and we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Don't worry about this. I'll get you a copy. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It's good to have friends, folks. It's good to have friends.
Yeah. I can work that out.
Yeah. So
but yeah, she's laughing. She's
Yeah.
laughing. It's like, yes, I get this organized. I get the stuff. So I'm in San Diego. So San Diego Comic Con, there's only one really shitty thing about it. You can't find a cheap meal anywhere in the vicinity
Oh,
of the con.
really? Yeah.
Oh,
What about a place to stay though too? What about lodging? That seems like it would be
so I kind of got lucky. So I found so I went up to Pacific Beach up there, right?
Okay.
So I got my professional badge about 2 weeks before the con. So I'm like, oh shit, how am I going to make this work, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I ended up renting a basically, because again I'm a single guy. I caught in like a beach bungalow, right, in Pacific Beach.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So where most people were paying probably, I don't even want to think about you're paying for the hotels downtown. I was paying like $50 a night.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so I was. So I again, it was kind of last minute, so I had to kind of figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if I do it quite the exact same way. Although to be fair, on my last like second last day there, so when the con was over, I got to do a Barbie party. So it was kind of it wasn't all bad. So yeah, right. It wasn't all
Like
bad.
Barbie.
As in the Barbie movie, when the Barbie movie was out at the same time. Yeah, you're right. So I show up and everybody's dressing up kind of like Barbie. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was like, so it wasn't terrible. I did some surfing a little. I tried surfing for the first time out there when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, my life totally stuck. I had to stay an extra day in San Diego after the con to catch my flight home. Darn. My life sucks. Yeah, total, right?
Bummer.
So, yeah, my life sucks, right? I had to be at the beach all day long. That is terrible. Terrible.
Sorry, man.
Right? Yeah, I know. So, but it was fun. Like, so it's lodging wise was fine. The bad part for me was my dollar. I'm in Canada, so my dollar is Joe. Yeah, see that so
exchange, right?
Oh, big time. So no, it was bad because I would look at comics I'd want to buy there, for example, just the comics of the show. $20 in the US isn't terrible, but it's closer to 30 for me. It's just like it's closer to 30. It's not 30, but it's closer to 30. And we're both laughing. Like, they're laughing slightly out of pity for me. I'm laughing slightly out of despair because they know, right? So they know, and I know too. And but so that was the only downside, was I would have to pay for like a pizza. I paid something like with my exchange, it was closer to $25 for a fucking pizza lunch, because there's no, so thing is, at the con, there is no way to escape paying those food prices, no matter where you go. Right in the vicinity. There's nowhere to escape that, right?
Wow.
So yeah, that was the downside. Now, the lodgings and places to stay, like, I did it. Most people wouldn't have done it the way I did it, and that's fine. I understand that, but at the same time, I had fun. When I wasn't at the con, I was at the beach. That is not a terrible life at all.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. You could do a lot worse. You could be in a well, never mind. I've been in some Airbnbs, when I'm on the road doing shows and stuff, they can be hit or miss. They can be really cool, really nice, or just kind of gross.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool. It's just my connection sometimes gets a little. It's my connection's kind of going to do a wonky thing sometimes. So, but anyway, no, like, dude, it just sounds to me like I said, whatever you choose to do, good luck. I like it. Like I said, I'm hoping this book really rocks it. Like I said, as we've been talking, like I said, that you are. I'm just seeing where you're at right now. In terms of the like that's not bad, man. Like you've done fairly well for yourself. You got like nearly 200 people into this thing already, which is kind of really cool.
Yep. We just hit 102, 102%. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So congratulations, man. Done the Final Fantasy Victory Dance once again. I mean, you got something, and and honestly, enjoy the ride, man. That's. I mean, you've hit that point. Okay, so that last thing, and then we'll get to the plugs and pitches. Okay. Why is the oldest one like so crazy? There's got to be like maybe it's a story thing, but it seems to me like she just started playing with shit she shouldn't have. So
there's that. I mean, she was kind of a bad seed to start with, but just to keep it general, things were kept from her. Certain secrets and things, and she has nursed that resentment for quite a while. So she's part of the triplets. I mean, they're all born together basically, but some things haven't been told to her, and she knows about that. She doesn't like it, so she feels singled out, and that has kind of driven her to madness a bit. Yeah.
Someone took advantage of her in a vulnerable state, and this is what it turned the vampire pirate. Okay,
there are lots of secrets to their breed, and some of them have been kept from her, and because so yeah, she doesn't like that.
Yeah. Okay. So sounds like you had a blast from this all together.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All my heroes. I've noticed all my heroes are like dead things, vampires and ghosts. So I don't know. That's just me, I guess.
I have a theory. Let's test the theory, then we'll get to the plugs. Okay. Here's my theory.
Okay.
You're a big movie buff, right?
Yep.
So I'm betting that you were one of those kids that when you were watching these gory stuff and everybody was going like, oh God, this stuff's terrible. You're like, ooh, more of this, please. Yeah. Right. And
no, I've always been the spooky monster kid since I was little. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is you getting that little kid to come out and play spooky monsters with us all. So whether it's an undead, whether it's a vampire, an immortal vampire that turns to stone with gambling problems, whether it's a woman kind of possessed by someone possessed by a bunch of spirits, doesn't matter, right? There's something. It's you going, this shit's cool, and I'm gonna have fun with it, and that's what you're doing, right?
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, it's got to be fun. Yeah. I've just got to think of what the next crazy thing that's going to happen and write it down. So yeah.
Werewolf loan sharks. That sounds like that. There's something to that.
There's going to be definitely some payments that are being called in, but I don't want to get
no. I'm just gonna say, if you ever do an anthology in your universe, right? All right, I'm just saying this. Like, I want in. Let me do the werewolf loan shark story. I got one. That'll be fun. Right. All right. Deal.
Sounds good. Sounds like a deal. Yeah.
Okay. So we should. Okay. I think we have an interview here. What do you think?
Yeah. No. That was a blast. That was good. That was really
all right. Good. So let's do this again. Let's put a little exclamation point on it. Tell people about your Kickstarter and where they can find you. Like, I already got the link in the description.
All right. There it is. Yep. You can just search for Ruxy Vampire on Kickstarter, and it's a supernatural thriller. It's kind of sexy. It's kind of crazy. It's about the granddaughter of Dracula, who's just woken up in Prohibition era Chicago, right in the middle of a big mob hit, and she doesn't know what's going on or why. Of course, she wakes up very hungry, and from there she gets sucked into the mayhem of the magic and mayhem of Prohibition era Chicago. So where everybody wants a drink.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. And where
Yeah.
and beyond the Kickstarter, where can people find you?
You can find my website is kgcomics.com, CAGEY comics. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram as Kurt Zauer, and I'm on Twitter, but I don't really do much on Twitter. So, but yeah, those are the main places to find me.
All righty. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this interview with Just Joshing. I will be back, I'm hoping this week. I've been kind of in an odd schedule as I'm trying to go between traveling and twitching. I'm still doing this. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what to do with this. Yeah. Whoa. Now you
Thanks. Well, yeah, you can definitely get, if you want Spectra Sensibanian, that's definitely also available on the Ruxy Vampire Kickstarter. So there's a catch up. The deluxe digital version has all the Spectra Sensibanian books, and then there's also an add-on where you can add all the Spectra Sensibanian books. So both stories can be yours.
So Jag, just click the link. You know you want to back it. Just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this episode. Just Joshing. It has been fun now. It's always fun to have Kurt on the show. Like I said, I will be back hopefully later this week. But beyond all that, folks, thank you. Yeah. And what's your point? I mean, what else is new, Jag?
I know there's so much good stuff on Kickstarter right now. I'm gonna drop a ton of money. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. But hey, thank you so much for your time, Josh. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. For everybody watching, everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. And I'll see you guys next time, whenever that is. Peace.
Take it out. Take it easy.